everybody. It is Tuesday, February the 24th. And yeah, we're all looking forward to the State of the Union to hear our Orange One speak so eloquently and compassionately about the State of the Union in our dreams, right? And there's a boycott that I watched the boycott. And it's always so crazy. How are you guys doing? I hope you can hear me. And I see you, Kay Nelson. Good to see you. Hey, Jasmine. Good to see you too. Hey, Earth Mama. Hi. Oh, what's going on with you guys? I hope you bring some questions. So, what can I say? I mean, overarching all of this stuff that's happening is a lot of astrological, um, like really historic logical events that are happening, and they all seem to be leading up to something. I'm not an astrologer, but I hope Celtic Seer shows up. Earth Mama, the State of the Union is yes. I'm not. We soiled the bath. Um, put it up. So I must say, I mean, I'm a big believer in astrology, and I learn as much as I can about it. But it's such a complex and sophisticated science. Um, but surely behind everything that's going on, there is some overarching direction as we head towards the solar eclipse in March, right? Or is it the no? Is it the lunar eclipse in March? I'm sorry. So, Jasmine, you're saying Joy Reid is having Republicans on her show, or not Republicans, representatives on her show tonight, who are boycotting the State of the Union. Oh, good, I should watch some of that. Um, and it's weird to experience all of it, like, and be mindful of it and sentient of it, because we just, live our, hey, Brenda, hi. We just, go through emotions and live our lives. But this, whatever is happening now, um, oh, yeah, I think like on the, oh my God, to tell, Mary, tell us how it is out there in Boston with your 20 inches of snow. Oh, that happened, that blizzard. But, Uh, oh yeah, I think it's the 28th of February. There's a complete alignment. All of the planets in our solar system are going to be lining up with each other in the sky. And I guess that won't happen again until 2040 or something. That's a big deal. Um, so just, I guess, be aware, just come into mindfulness, as Buddhist monks would say, and be aware that amongst all the mundanity, very important, and not just like individual life-changing events are happening, but earth-changing events. And it's just we're living through this massive time. And yeah, that huge blizzard. I don't live. I live in the Midwest, and upper. I live in Michigan, and upper Michigan gets a lot of snow, but we really didn't get very much. But I'm very sensitive to barometric pressure change, and I could feel it. I could feel a huge storm. I'm just hypersensitive. How are you guys doing? Are anybody else experiencing this huge storm? I was watching the coverage in New York. And there were New Yorkers just kind of walking along like at like 1 o'clock in the morning, where the mayor had announced big warnings, and to stay at home, and then there were people out in the freeways, and what a mess. But it seems like he's very organized, Mayor Mandani. He's got like the snow shovels out. He's got uh, people being hired, and uh, to be part, and also encouraging people to just pitch in with their shoveling. He's a fantastic mayor, I think. What an amazing guy. He's just like there, he's on it. And as much as he can to mitigate the situation, he's doing. Um, so, oh, did you know that at the same time that here the blizzard was happening here, it had already happened, or it was happening in Russia, and they had a huge, because their infrastructure is so bad right now. Apparently, allegedly, that Putin and his government haven't really invested anything in it for years, and that money's just going to their useless war, the war that's causing so much tragedy for so many people. But they're losing; they're not gaining anything, and I think they've lost the million, what, 14 million by now. And yeah, I absolutely agree. Hey, Mary. Oh, I already said hi to you, but it's okay to say hi again. Um, so I saw footage of that blizzard, and that was horrific. And there are millions of people stranded at the airports, and at the same time as that's all going on there, that catastrophe. Starlink has cut off. They're losing their access to the internet. Moscow is being bombed. It's insanity over there. People are trying to get out and they can't. Hey, Arlene, good to see you. Yeah, Earth Mama. Putin is on the run. So that's interesting, and it's not going well. Do you remember my last slide? I said it wasn't going well for Russia. Well, it's going worse. It really is getting worse for him, and because he is so seems like he's in such a bubble, and he's so hyper focused on whatever this war is, and still believing somehow it can be won when he's bankrupted his own country. It's crazy, and he's at the point. I saw some headline of a YouTube or a description of, he's at the point where Hitler was, when he was in his bunker. Um, Earth Mama, you're saying I get sleepy when the pressure drops Jersey Shore here. Oh, wow, 2 feet of snow. But we are dug out and the streets are drivable. I went back to the bank this morning. Oh, cool. Um, Jackie is asking, do you see Nicki Minaj being deported or canceled after loudly supporting 45? That was so hard to watch, Nicki. And you wonder, is that like a classic narcissist behavior where you can be so all in just to save you and your, husband, brother, whatever, allegedly, when look at what's going on with ICE. And I mean, how can you sacrifice your soul just for that? So I don't know what kind of person she is. She was so outspoken against the orange one in the past. And let me see, though. I'm going to ask about Nikki. Yeah, there's allegedly. I'm just talking about entertainment purposes only. I'm just talking to my guides. I'm just a psychic. What do I know? This is just what my guides are telling me. But they're saying, yeah, of course, Nikki's a narcissist. Um, she's a shapeshifter, chameleon. She's got a lot of money. I don't see her being deported. She's done enough to get out of jail free, like in Monopoly. Um, of course, she has karma to pay in her relationships, in her career. It's really destroyed her career. She's lost millions of followers all around the world, and that correlates into money being lost or money not being able to be made, and concerts not happening. And so there's definitely, what do they say? Karma's a bitch. That is what they're saying about her. Hey, Suzanne. Suzanne says, hello, dear Melissa and the community. I'm sending love and hugs to you all. Love and hugs back to you, Suzanne. Uh, Sally is saying that is to knock us off our feet. Well, I can't remember what you're referring to, something that we talked about earlier. Diane Vibe says, hello from Texas. Let's hope and pray for elections. Primaries ongoing now. Oh, that's something else. That whole, is it Tallarico running for the primary at the same time? Jasmine's running. And I really want Jasmine to win that primary. As good a politician and whatever the other person is, I just really would love to see her in Senate. Okay, you don't have to take it to the bank. I could always be wrong. And sometimes if I have skin in the game, meaning of an emotional desire, definitely I could just be telling myself what I want to hear. But they say Crockett's going to win the primary, and we'll see her in the Senate. So I hope that's correct. Do you see us, Arlene's asking, do you see us going to war with Ukraine? Not Ukraine. We're talking about Iran. It may look like it, but they're telling me is that we're not enemies with Iran. Iran and Russia are allies, and we're allies with them. So they're like Iran's a useful foil, but it's a lot of smoke and mirrors. Like we'll play with this charade with you, orange one, just because, yeah. But in the back, there's quid pro quo, and it's a lot of BS. He's just trying to scare us because he wants us not to be talking about the Epstein files, of course. And there's always these drops of like the emails coming out that just blow my mind each time. What was the last one about? Oh yeah, Kavanaugh. Um, Before he died, Epstein was, according to emails, in communication with Steve Bannon. They were talking about Kavanaugh and wanting to get Kavanaugh in the Supreme Court, which, yeah, it's just so diabolical. So much stuff is in there. Jasmine says, yay, thanks most for the great news on Jasmine Crockett. I want her to win and give the Republicans hell. Yeah, she's such an amazing person. Me too. Um, Earth Mama says Jim Acosta reported yesterday that the DHS is buying up huge warehouses all over America to jail his perceived enemies. Yeah, I think in are you talking about like the ICE deportation camps, like the concentration camps? I just read that Romulus, Michigan, which is about 50 minutes away from me in southeastern Michigan, the city council voted no on a proposed ICE detention center there. A lot of states and local areas are fighting back on this. But yeah, I mean, it's Stephen Miller's vision to recreate the whole Nazi experience for us. He's programmed because in my when I did a past life on him, my guides were saying that he was Goebbels, and he wants to recreate that time with it's almost like the same soul reincarnated. The exact that had not changed or learned any lessons. He just came back to do what and to perceive his world the way that he did before, and to create that. So weird. And yeah, Arlene, that whole thing with Iran. I mean, didn't he bomb their nuclear plant and said it was all stopped? No, we got rid of it, which they had already moved a lot of their stuff away, and he'd already known that. Then when they bombed us, they bombed, I think, an empty camp. It's just a game of charades. Yeah, the states are fighting back, and more people are fighting back, which is really good to see. Diane, you're talking about misuse of government assets. Oh, that's the whole Trump administration. That's the whole Orange administration. That's what they're. But remember, people get so shocked, but they're all criminals, right? Or if they weren't before they served in this administration, they certainly are now. Look at Kash Patel. I still can't get over those videos of him knocking back a beer in Milan or Milan, sorry, with the U.S. hockey team. That is so egregious, and how people can't be calling for his impeachment, including Repubs. There is no shame there. Oh, so Jasmine says, Melissa, Epstein has secret files and storage units across USA, and the DOJ scrubs the orange ones from evidence. Dems launch probe. Good. I said this before, and I say it again. Whatever they try to get rid of, other countries and individuals have copies, multiple copies of it. So they can't get rid of anything. They can get rid of what they possess, but it'll just be replicated. So that's the dilemma that they're in. I don't know if they realize it or not, but all those files are replicated. I'm pretty sure. I can't say how they're not. Given the lack of security when they were being redacted, and then our relationships with other countries, and Musk having been in there, and of course they're people's possession. How could they not be? List of those involved in Epstein equals cabinet. Yes. Um, Sally Clark saying the alignment of the planets. I would like to see Jasmine in the Supreme Court. She comes with receipts. She really does. And there's so much that certain conversations are started and then they're just lost towards, not lost, but they just segue into other things that come up in those files. And weren't we all talking about the Zorro Ranch and that investigation to see if there were bodies buried? And that ranch, I guess, is being knocked down to be replaced by a Christian school for girls. It's just so bizarre. I don't know how far that has gotten. I heard that last week, I think, but I don't know if that's been stopped or. It's owned by an acquaintance of Epstein. What a great way to hide the evidence. So, yeah, so all that's still going on. And I think it's just there's so much corruption related to, Epstein and how he's shaped our world and our government, that it's like a huge abscess and there's just infinite pus there to come out. It's so crazy. And of course, linked allegedly, well, not allegedly, but you could say allegedly, but you know what I'm trying to say, to the orange one. And I can't believe how many people go, oh yeah, but there's no real evidence that he, was involved with underage girls, blah, blah, blah. Maybe he kind of knew about what was going on files, and you look at tons of allegations against him. It's incredible how much gaslighting and cover up that's going on for him. Oh, I already put that there. So, your comment just took it off. So the lesson of this, I know that some astrologers have been talking about Saturn conjunct Pluto. No, Saturn conjunct Neptune, and how that can be indicative of this kind of corruption. So that's an astrological aspect that is influencing things and bringing it to light. But Neptune is also very much a gaslighting planet. But Saturn is a planet of accountability. And that's what we want, right? We're craving accountability. So these forces that are at play right now, that have always been at play, but especially now. But there's going to be no let up, I don't think, for a while. I think much more needs to come out, and many more voices need to be heard. And it's just how it's just what we're living through right now. And it's karmic, humans created it. So we have to deal with it collectively, I'm trying to say. Jasmine says, Melissa, please ask your guides if the stunt Tellerico pulled off on Colbert's show, which netted him millions in donations, will hurt Jasmine Crockett. We were just talking about that, weren't we? I can ask, though. In the long run, the guides say no, but it will boost his career. Nanette, hey, Poots has become more upset with 45. Will the Kremlin release Epstein's info on him? Uh, what I'm sensing is that right now there's too much chaos and conflict there. It's a really dire situation. I don't see him there much longer. That's what I hear from my guides, is he's going to be removed. So has anybody like envisioned what the world would be like without Putin, and without Putin pulling the strings? I mean, it's in the Epstein files that because Epstein talked about it, about his ties, the Orange One's ties to Putin, and he helped Putin and the Russians with it, related to the Epstein files, recruit him and manipulate him. And God, Epstein's really responsible for so much evil. So you have, uh, the Orange One doing everything in his power all the time to please Putin. And now, if Putin disappears off, transitions to another place, I should say, what's going to happen? Like, will he fall apart? Because he only, I truly believe the Orange One only does what he's told to do by Putin. Okay, I'll correct it as I read this. Not satire. Satire is a pretty good teacher. Saturn is a teacher. What do we need to learn on a national level? Well, definitely, right. To have an appetite for accountability, and not just kind of let things go the way we have in the past, just nationally, as if we have a very like large latitude about what's acceptable to get and maintain power, and we have to stop that. We have to have no appetite at all for that. We have to heal ourselves from being gaslit, and we have to wake ourselves up, and see. It's a challenge, but it's just to learn to see clearly despite all the smoke and mirrors, and to crave the truth. It was Epstein's island, but the Orange One was the boss, allegedly. Sally, I can ask about that. The guides say the Orange One, he wasn't the boss. They were all in it together. They were, and this is the word they're telling me, collaborators with their own interests. They were, and I'm talking about Gislin also. They were like tied together. Like the devil card in the Rider-Waite's deck, the people under the devil being chained together under the devil. It's exactly like that. They were like three overlords, and yes, they had their own interests and their own fortunes and all that, but they came together in that umbrella, allegedly. I only do that, say allegedly, to protect myself on this channel, but to come together as human traffickers, and that's what they did. Because that was the way to get compromise. That was the way, the transactional thing to get, and powerful people to um, make deals with you to fulfill those appetites and, to please Putin. And to give, just like we believe, right, that the Orange One gave our national security files to Putin to gather compromise, to gather information and give it to Russia. Other countries too. They're not saying that other countries weren't involved, but so much of this goes back to Putin and, Saudi Arabia, of course, and yeah, other countries, but the main one is Russia, really. Of course, and traffickers too, which is the irony of those boats being blown up. And you wonder, just kind of like the Iran-Contra affair, what are we going to see with that? With the government being involved in what Jasmine's talking about. Yeah, I'm meant for accountability, says Sally, and discernment, says Earth Mama. Hey, hey, Bren. Nanette says we have to accept drastic change. Or we have to accept that drastic change needs to happen. We cannot go back to our so-called norm. That's 100% true. It has to happen. We have to go through a massive transformation to bring us into the world we want to live in. Yeah, I 100% agree, Sally. We can spread more love without Putin. How could such a, well, I guess Hitler was, existed. You wonder how, and I did a past life. My guide showed me Putin as being the reincarnation of Hitler. If you want to see any of my past lives, go to my channel, and under playlists, there's a past life playlist. And I think the majority of my past lives are listed there. A lot of um, Trump's cabinet and Republicans pop up as Nazis. Judith says, Diane vibe, it's onward through the fog. I like that. Yeah, yes, exactly. Kind of reminds me of the the Arthurian tales, right? The knights riding through the fog as they're trying to find the Holy Grail. Thank you. Thank you, Brenda. Hi, Melissa. Hoping you and lovely Americans are keeping their chins up. We're trying. We're fighting. We're finding out the kind of fighters we are. I'm so proud of Americans really fighting this a terrible, I want to say war, I do, it's just, maybe it's just me, but I've never not believed that this was a coup. Thank you, Putin. And our country has been invaded and our government's been taken over, and we're trying to fight back for our country. I mean, think about as many uh, people who became MAGA, which really never was or MAHA as they say now, which I think is Make America Hate Again, which was never the majority. A lot of the manipulation through social media came from other countries, via Putin and Korea, or North Korea and China. And look what just happened, when they found out, when the rock was turned over, and we found out how many bots, right-wing bots, were not from here. Not that we don't, not that there isn't that here, but obviously there is, but it was never the majority. Sally says, we need to learn to accept all people and help where needed. Yes. If Sally says if Epstein didn't owe the Orange One money, then maybe it would not have happened. Yeah, we need to go back in like a time machine to watch that whole thing evolve. But I don't know. I mean, they still would have gotten up to their nasty business, really. I think because that's who they were. Yeah, the guy'd say it was more than just being owed money. There was a lot more going on, like a octopus with many tentacles. I'll look into that another time. Yeah, coup. Thank you, Mama. Um, Brenda says, Melissa and everyone, just know true love is going to banish this hate around the world. Thank you. I believe that. Amen. Yeah. Sally says, Amen. Hey, Clarence. Clarence says it's hard to stay in peace and love in times like this, but we will be stronger for it. I agree. I keep on going back to the Monks for Peace and what the is it Bhikkhu Panakara? Is that his name? I might be saying that wrong, but what the head monk always talks about, which is to be, come into the present, breathe, stay in mindfulness, let go of anger, and detach, and being that peace starts from within. And if we let ourselves um, work on having peaceful days, today is my peaceful day, we will bring peace to the world individually. That's a big Aquarian lesson. It starts with the individual. Hey, Linda. Oh, that's all right. That's why this is you catch this on replay. You don't have to watch it while it's happening. It's all right. Um, so CJ says, will the latest 400 Christian leaders that have denounced the White House sway the um, MAGA and Christian National, giving them the awakening to away from the wrong path? Well, that's giving what is the right word? That's assuming that they have like a moral compass and that they're there uh, and they're on the mistaken path because of their confusion or their misguided beliefs. So, but so many of them seem to be guilty of, Epstein type crimes, I should say, that just like in any kind of evangelical uh, mode, what's behind there, but not. I'm not criticizing evangelical beliefs, but a lot of the people that seem to pop up as evangelical pastors, so to speak, turn out to have, are on the news for uh, behavior that is illegal towards children. I'm trying so hard to say these things the way that YouTube allows me to. So, let me answer your question though, CJ. I didn't really answer it. No, they're taking the wrong path because they're kind of married to the devil themselves, and that's the path that they choose. And they're amoral, evil, the dark side. So no, it would be nice though if it did. If even one person, one of those pastors, had that realization. So hi Mary. BJ California says it feels really dark right now for both the collective and individually. Will March bring forward positive movement and some light for collective? and individually. Let's see. It's mixed. It continues to be rough, like they're showing me rough waters. They always show me that we're on a boat together, you know, taking this Odysseus Odyssey, or Odysseus like Odyssey. You need, just like they want to say, just like Melissa was saying earlier when she was talking about the monks, the Buddhist monks, this is the challenge where you really need to bring the light. You bring what you want into the world. So we all need to work on ourselves to bring in the light, and that's what the monks walked for those 2,300 miles, the monks for peace, to teach us that, to not wait for light to come, but to nurture it, to channel it, to bring it in ourselves. That's what we need to do, and that's all of those meditation classes we took, or all the all the books that we read, and all the practice that we did, and all the work we've done on ourselves. That's what this is for. That's what you bring in. You bring in the light. So that's what they're saying. I don't know if it's a satisfactory answer for you, Jay, but that's, my guys are saying that we need to bring it in ourselves, through prayer, through breath, through being in the present. And when I say breath, just the breathing is the meditation to bring us into the moment, uh, for our own acts of kindness and compassion and love. What can we do? Who can we help? Or if we need to, help ourselves, how can we help ourselves so that we can heal, so we can be a light for others? Sally says all we need is love and peace. Oh yeah, we can. Yeah, I'll pray for your brother. I hope that I can't read on personal things on this channel, just because it's not fair for the your privacy. But I hope he makes it. But I'm not going to read on him here. But I'll pray for. We can, if we choose, we can pray for any of us here. Of course, we can pray for your brother, and you too. You need support and love too as you go through this. It's tough, huh? Hey, Cricket. These can be very tough times. Again, and I know I sound like a broken record, but you have to let go of what you can't control and do the best with what you can, and come back to the center, come back to your heart, to your soul, and your connection with with spirit, with the divine. That's always where you need to come back to. You can rail against the circumstances as much as you want, and even live in superstition, but that's really not helpful in the end. Because why are we here? Why are we on this planet right now? Why are we on this incarnation? We're here to evolve, and to deal with challenges, and that includes loss and heartbreak, but to come back with an even stronger connection with the divine, and a more like a more cosmic view of us as souls. Yeah. Unconditional love for everyone. Thank you, Cricket. That's beautiful. So Nancy, I don't think I'll put your comment up here, but I just want to say to you that if you want a reading with me, my information and how to contact me is below in the description box. I don't read. I don't bring private affairs out into the public because I honor your privacy. And when I read the guides, we see what we see, and we as best as I can do, uh, give you as accurate information as I can. but that isn't for anybody else to anybody else's purview. That's that would be between you and your reader. So if you want a reading, contact me either email or text me. Okay, and I'll do the best I can to help you. Okay, let's see. Prayer warriors activate. He will remain in my heart and soul forever. Amen. And I want to bring this up, and I know I do occasionally in my shows. Oh, you're welcome, Nancy. Oh, Earth Mama says yes. To learn is an awesome opportunity that Earth provides. Um, that oh, I know what I wanted to say. That what my guides show me and what I experienced myself. There's so much spiritual um, energy coming to us, so much light that we can channel if we rise our vibrations up. It's or raise our vibrations up. It's there. It's palpable. So this is a good time to tap into that. Tap into your higher self. It got kind of dark on my screen. I'm sorry. Um, I do have a light here. Come on. Nope. But don't miss this opportunity. it's it's here. It's here for us. So it's an exciting time spiritually. It really is. But we can be very distracted, and they can't fault anybody for being distracted by all this what this I want to say S show, this craziness that we're being distracted by. But if you work on connecting to your higher self and raising your energy, which is really all you have to do is sit in a quiet place and just experience silence, or go for a walk in the woods, or listen to some beautiful music, and there you are, you're connected right away. It's an amazing time for spiritual evolution. It's like our feet are on the fire, or there's fire under our feet. But let's say you're going to jump up to avoid the fire, and you connect with higher energy, kind of thing. Like, what am I trying to say with that? Why are they, I'm going to ask the guides, because I know they're showing me that, but what does that even make any sense? Yes, that the spiritual challenges that are like fire under our feet are causing us. They're actually activating the desire in us, the reaction to connect with our higher selves. And we all have higher selves. We are all channels, and we can channel the light if we choose. And we all have guardian angels. We have all had many, many past lives, according to my beliefs and my experience. So that awakening is available to us all. And this is the time of the Great Awakening, as we are now in Aquarius, right? Earth Mama says, I can feel the energy, Melissa, a buzzing like my ringing cell phone in my back pocket. Yeah, 100%. It just gets louder and louder. Cricket says, I do try to remember that we all play a part, even the worst of us, and try to look at it like a play and neutralize my negative emotions and stay with unconditional love. That's really beautiful. Um, God is using an imperfect person like the orange one to restrain evil from having full domination of the world. Oh, that's an interesting way to look at it. Yeah. Um, Sally says, Clarence, if it gets too much, I go to Christmas movies to forget all the bad and bring on the new. You are not alone. Please do not forget about that. See if I've missed any other comments here. Oh, wow, Nanette. Um, Clarence, my son has an inoperable cancer also. He has been beating odds for a couple of years now. Always be hopeful, pray, and be grateful for each day. Love to you and yours. I guess I'm doing this so much because I spent all that time watching the monks for peace. What do they always say? May you be peaceful, happy, and well. Yep. So let's see what else. Who's going to be watching or not watching the State of the Union? We have the hottest country in the world. We don't have the. Our country is hot in some places and cold in the others. What does hottest mean? It's just a ridiculous way to describe something. Come from the 80s or 90s, you're so hot. The hottest country. I don't even know. Uh, the food is more affordable. Gas prices are lower. Tariffs. Oh my God. Not enough Adderall in the world. 2 hours. He's going to be mushed at the end of that. Oh God. He's so insane. The MAGAs will. Some of them. I think he's losing a lot of his MAGAs. I think when he said that people shouldn't own guns or we have private what's it uh conceal the right to conceal a weapon and be at a protest or something like that. I think he lost a lot of his followers. I mean that's who follows him. And I always wonder what the NRA thought of that. He has some, but really I think a lot of them uh, don't exist in this country. They're just bots from other countries, like I said earlier. Because he's lost so many followers. His polls are, if you believe in polls, are so low. I hope they bring a ton of Pampers for the orange one tonight. Yeah. Oh God. It's almost like, and I know I'm going to see clips of it because the people that I follow on YouTube are going to, be showing clips. But he just says the most outrageous things, which is, I guess, part of his charisma. He's, it's hard to look away from him, but uh, Melissa, how is the squatter in chief going to act and feel knowing that some of Epstein's survivors will be there? Oh, yes, I forgot about that. I heard about some of those survivors being there. He hates them. He's They're his survivors too, like or they're if not directly. I mean, I can't take him away from that cabal of Ghislaine and Epstein. He's been accused of doing exactly the same things. So, those are his victims too, or symbolizing his victims. So, how does he feel about his victims, alleged victims? Yeah, the GOP are definitely splitting. They're eating their own. Did you hear about is his name Gonzalez, the most recent congressional representative who has been implicated in a huge scandal, apparently allegedly having an affair with one of his employees or interns who he started texting because they had the text messages, and she ended up apparently unaliving herself after her husband found out, and there's this big argument, and the women are taking her side, I guess, that he should be out of there because it's such a horrible um, thing to be implicated in, and then the men are like, oh no, it's cool, because there's such a narrow now majority that if little Mikey Johnson loses one more person, or two, well, two, really, two, he's just two off from completely losing his speakership. Oh, and Hakeem taking over. Hey, hey, Zach. Yeah, his dementia will be on full display. And Zack Snyder says, I love how Sanyo are standing up against this fascistic regime. So crazy. So Jasmine says, Melissa Epps' brother Mark said today we should stay tuned. Ooh, more damaging tapes are coming out. Yes, 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 yes. It's just gonna keep on going and going. The gift that never ends. So Linda's saying I wouldn't mind him having the big one on TV tonight would be good. One in front of all of us so they couldn't do a weekend at Bernie's. I keep on thinking, how much longer can he go on for? But then, he's a little bit like the narcissistic Energizer bunny. But my guides showed me a short lifespan now for him, and I mean not overall, because even if he did transition the planet at this time, that's a long enough life for him, long enough for him to do the damage he did. He's just so malignant and toxic to watch. Okay, Nanette is asking, was it the real Ghislaine during the latest deposition? So much controversy. I'll ask the guides, grain of salt. They're just going to say what they're going to say. Yes, they say it was her. You just correcting your message. I love how so many are standing up against the fascist regime. Yes, I love it too. Gives me so much faith in humankind and Americans. CJ, they said some. Let me know what you're referring to. Oh, you're from Clarkston, Michigan. Another Michigander. Go Michigan. Is Clarkston near Romulus? Is it out there, kind of like east, like East Michigan? Brenda says, "Sorry, what time is the speech today? Are we talking about the State of the Union?" I'm not sure. I think maybe 8 o'clock or something. But again, I think the alternative it's like the alternative um, halftime show, only it's flipped around. uh, yeah, because probably Kid Rock and RFK are going to be at the Orange One's speech. That was so seedy. That alternative State of the Union, not State of the Union, the alternative halftime show. Oh my God! And then RFK and Kid Rock in that sleazy video. What was that even about? They look so unhealthy. Um, let's see. Oh, thank you, CJ. 9 p.m. Eastern is when his State of the Union starts. Um, so Linda says prison food and that confinement changes a person plus age. Yeah, she just wants to get out of there to to get some Botox. Um, Jasmine says, allegedly, sorry, the orange one called into C-SPAN under a fake name posing as John Bering and cursing. The voice sounded like his. I heard about that. I'm going to see if it was him, allegedly. They say it was a hoax. The guys say it was a hoax. Oh, we have another another Michigan person from Madison Heights. So, oh, you're from Madison Heights in Michigan, but you live in South Carolina. There's a lot of people from Michigan that moved to Carolina. And I don't know, it must be I must be losing my focus here. I'm sorry. Let me totally restate that. There are a lot of Michiganders who live in South California. And especially a lot of celebrities seem to come from Michigan. Thank you for letting me do that. My mind was getting ahead of itself. CJ says news is that some Epstein files and computers, videos, etc., and stored are stored various places around the U.S. Wondering if Epstein brother has access and will be releasing some of that. Well, I know they have their own collection of files, probably from court cases, things like that. No, this is all coming from. Oh, okay. The guys are saying this is either coming from what they already have or what there are people constantly giving them things, constantly sending things into them. They're like a hub. So both things, what they've already had and also what people are giving them. Yeah, Southern Carolina. Oh, Nanette, you're a Michigander too. Woohoo! Let's see if there's anything else that my guides want to tell us before we end. We have a little bit more time. I'm not going to end abruptly or anything, but take advantage of this little amount of time here. Let's see. Yeah, they have some things to tell us. Spiritually, this is truly the end of an empire. You know how people always say that, how empires fall this way, and it is exactly the same. It's imploding in on itself. And it is a spiritual reckoning. And it has to do with the abuse of power, not just physical power, but spiritual power. So that's how you see like the evangelicals and um, the Scientologists are now kind of coming into focus, connected with some of these things allegedly. Um, but all of that, and then like you have Pope Leo, right, representing the opposite. You have the Buddhist monks representing, the highest in spiritual vibration. So you have this juxtaposition between the lowest and the highest, the most evil and the most full of light. Oh my gosh, they're showing me a tarot card, which is the Two of Pentacles. Do you know where the there's like a juggler, and there's a sideways eight, which is a lemniscate, which is infinite energy, and this juggler, he's juggling these two pentacles. That's where we are. I don't know I have to ask more about that because I just saw it. Yes, the polarities. We're going through the polarities right now. And we have to make a decision. There's no longer anybody able to stay in the middle. Choose this way or that way. Choose the light or choose the dark. What is it that you want? And we're not allowed to stay in the middle because there's suffering lies that way. And we get torn apart even internally if we just stand still. So we have to make a choice. So that's the spiritual part of it. And then the next thing they want to show us, physical. So the physical aspect of things is people. Oh, okay, this is the card they're showing me. My guides show me tarot cards when I'm reading with them. I just see them psychically in my third eye, and it's one of their ways of communicating with me. So they're showing me the Five of Pentacles, and the Five of Pentacles and the tarot are. It's a card like the Rider-Waite is there's a church, and it's winter, and outside the church, usually, well, depicted in the Rider-Waite and usually in other cards too, there's a man on crutches, who's obviously got um, who's crippled in some way, and an elderly woman who's crouched down and she's got her blanket around her and they're out in the cold. But behind them, the church window, there's five stained glass pentacles. That's the card. And they're saying that this is also a mindset that a lot of us are in, feeling out in the cold, feeling scared, feeling worried about finances. Um, it's like a state of homelessness, and even homeless in our own country, even if we have a home. Is this really our home? Are we allowed to have a home here? So that darkness, it's the guides are describing that darkness that we're feeling as the Five of Pentacles. Many of us, anyway. And then the next card they'll show me, let's see what that is. Oh, it's a major arcana. They're showing me the Judgment card, which is, like Gabriel blowing his horn, and underneath him are uh, grave sites, and there's the dead are rising or being, resurrected from their graves. And the guides say that this is the time of great judgment. And I don't mean to sound dire, I'm sorry. They're saying nobody escapes their karma. So I think what they're trying to tell me is that we're all dealing with our karma now, collectively and individually. This is the time of accountability. And I guess that's a Saturn conjunct Neptune thing, um, is that true? Yeah. Something to do with, you know, we're accountable in every way, as well as spiritually. So we're all experiencing the judgment on some level, but it's also wakening us up to the fact that we're not just our physical bodies, but we're our souls. It's a really important lesson we need to understand. Our souls are infinite. And it's a great awakening, of course. But of course, the horn is Gabriel's waking us up, the great awakening. And then let me give you one more card. Yeah, strength. They're showing me the strength card. They're showing me, and that card in the Rider Waite's deck is a beautiful woman. Maybe she's a queen. Sometimes in other decks she's an angel, and she's um, kneeling down, and there's a lion, and she's the lion is gentle and tamed by this beautiful maternal being or angelic being. And so oftentimes you could say the strength, it might symbolize our own um, impulses, our own fears, our own desires, ego, being, in this instance, being tamed by um, a maternal presence of compassion and kindness and love, allowing us to rise to our higher appetites and our higher impulses and our higher desires. So I guess that why are you showing me that? That's the lesson. That's the challenge, and very much like the Buddhist monks, which is what their challenge is and what their teaching is, to tame the lion and tame the ego and rise to the higher um, natures of love, compassion, and kindness. So this is what we're all. This is like a necessary lesson that we're all subject to. We're all learning. We're all expected to learn on some level. Is there anything else I want to tell you? And they say yes. So don't get despondent. Don't give up, because there's so much beauty ahead. It's going to be amazing what's going to happen. So even if you're in like the Five of Pentacles kind of mindset, um, Uh, if you hang on in there and you stay on this path, oh, it's so beautiful. It makes me want to cry. What's coming? So hang on in there, okay? And it's not going to be that long. It's not going to be that long. It's like just right around the bend. Okay. So you guys, are there any more questions? Oh, there's some new comments here. Oh, Brenda says, sometimes I do sigh, but I know good things are coming too. Hey, Miss Jordbell. Don says, thank you for the positive ending. You're very welcome. Okay, you guys, I love you so much. Thank you for showing up today and being part of um, our conversation. I so appreciate it. I really do. Oh yeah, sure, Miss Jordbell. Go ahead and ask your question before I go. Oh, you're welcome, CJ. Bye, take care, lady. What's your question, Miss Jordbell? What's your question? Or do you want me to wait until next week? But I will try to answer it. Oh, Miss Jordbell, I have to go into my old litany. If you want a reading from me, my contact information is below in the description box of this video. I never comment on personal matters because I value your privacy. Okay? Okay, you guys, love you. Take care. Whatever you do tonight, even if you completely turn off from social media and go for a walk. Oh, you're welcome, Margie. You're welcome, Beach, California. Okay, I love you. And again, I completely forgot to try to change the uh, outro. If there's an outro, I didn't set it up, but there might be. But it's a beautiful one anyway. I'm going to try to get that more together for next time and see if I can get a different one. Okay, take care. Bye bye. Oh, they're giving me a choice to play it, so I'm going to go ahead and do that.